This Sunday evening at Crescent Fort Rouge United Church, the Winnipeg Singers will open their 2019-2020 season with a concert they are calling Coronation Anthems, Music for Royals. The concert will consist of coronation anthems by Handel, Purcell, Elgar, and more. Joining me here in the Classic 107 studios is Yuri, Klaz, Artistic Director of the Winnipeg Singers, and Pat Wray, Executive Director of the Winnipeg Singers. They're here to tell us about the concert coming up this Sunday, but also talk about the Winnipeg Singers 2019-2020 season. Welcome to our Classic 107 studios, Pat and Yuri.
Thank you.
Okay, so first, this summer was very, very exciting for the Winnipeg Singers. Yuri, you traveled to Spain and Finland, and you came back with some hardware from the competition you performed in Spain. You want to talk about that?
That's great. Yes, I'd love to, with pleasure. Yes, we've done a wonderful tour this past summer in July. We've attended we were part of the International Choral Competition Golden Voices of Barcelona, in the city of Lloret de Mar, which is next to Barcelona. And we've been singing in various competition classes, and as a result of that, we scored the top scores in all the classes we sang, and we've been chosen as the best choir of the festival, and we've got the Grand Prix award for that.
Triumph.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah.
That's excellent. And so how was the trip to Spain and Finland? Pat, do you want to talk about that? You were on it, were you?
I was on it. I was a singer. Well, it was amazing. I mean, doing so well at the festival and then traveling to Finland. I think we sang in 5 different places in Finland. Finland is beautiful and really amazing to travel in. But, it's not the first time. 3 years ago, we went to the Florence International competition, and we were awarded that top prize there as well. And this might be a good time to talk about May coming up. When we're talking international traveling, we'll also be traveling, well, as part of this season, but we're traveling in May with the symphony to Amsterdam.
Wow.
Where they're going to do a tour celebrating the 75th anniversary of the Liberation. And so we're very excited to be the choir going along on that tour.
Oh,
so
man.
It makes for a pretty exciting season and exciting times for those of us in the choir.
Wow, that's great.
I just wanted to add something about Finland. That's been my long desire to bring the Winnipeg Singers to Europe, to Scandinavian part of Europe, and I'm really happy that we managed to put our concerts in very wonderful places where, like Rock Church in Helsinki, or which is one of the most tourist attraction in Helsinki. And our last concert was in the wonderful church in Kirimäki, which is considered to be a largest wooden church in the world. So we've sung in pretty interesting and important places.
Yeah.
And we had 5 concerts in Finland, as Pat mentioned. We were part of a summer concert series in Jyväskylä and Savonlinna. So it was absolutely great tour.
Oh, that's great. Okay, so I want to talk about the 2019-2020 season. Yuri, do you want to quickly give us a brief rundown of the concerts that the Winnipeg Singers are going to be performing this year?
Yeah. So as you mentioned, our first concert is this coming Sunday, and we're doing Coronation Anthems, Music for Royals. Our second concert is the Christmas with Brass, which is always very appreciated by the audience. And what's the best in a time of Christmas? Trumpets and carols.
It's so grand, yeah.
Absolutely wonderful. Well, our third concert, probably, I have to confess, might be my favorite. It's Russian Orthodox tradition music, and we're doing Tchaikovsky's Liturgy by Tchaikovsky's Liturgy of St. John's Chrysostom. But the interesting also part of that concert is that we've commissioned the Mass, and we call it Manitoba Mass. We chose 4 different composers, and we asked them to write each a piece,
one of the mass ordinary,
of Missa Brevis. So we have Ian Campbell, Karen Sunebaka, we have Neil Weisenseil, and we have Jesse Krause, who some of them are finished already, some of them are still working on those 4 movements, Kyrie, Gloria, Sanctus Benedictus, and Agnus Dei. And that newly written work will be presented at the concert.
Oh,
and I'm very excited about it.
It's a great idea. And so that was sort of going to be my next question. Have you seen the music for the Mass? I guess by the sounds of it, it's still being worked on.
Well, as I mentioned, I've got, from 2 composers, I've got some, we have email correspondence, and I have the music from 2 of them. The other one is just, I guess, working on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, wow. And then you're also performing with the Winnipeg Symphony Orchestra towards the end of the year, right?
Well, as Pat mentioned, this is a final concert of the season, and we're a part of this wonderful celebration of a 75th anniversary of liberation of Netherlands, of Amsterdam. And we're so excited to go with the symphony along to Europe and perform there with one of the very well-known Netherlands choirs in Amsterdam. There will be 7 different concerts in actually Belgium and Netherlands. So we'll be traveling a lot.
Nice. Pat, I'm wondering how the season is planned. How early do you have to start working to put together the season? For example, when did the first plans for this season take place? Like, when did the first...
Well, actually, 3 years ago. We pretty much run a 3-year cycle, so it involves a lot of volunteers who, thanks to our volunteers, that come together for quite a few meetings and kind of, brainstorm ideas about what might be some concert ideas that would appeal to our audience. And we have a mandate of doing a wide variety of programs and covering a lot of Canadian content. So we try to put together 3 years. This last time we put together a 4-year cycle of music coming up. So it does involve quite a bit of getting together. And then Yuri has to find the music that fits those ideas, and is it available, what will work, and find instrumentalists and whatever.
That's sort of my question that first pops in my head is, how do I say this? Are you limited, like, because of size of instrumental ensemble as to what works can be programmed and which ones can?
And because of the size of the choir. We're an ensemble, so that limits to...
We're only 24.
Right.
And you're right. It puts some limitations to our choices, but also we're very much looking forward to the diversity of our programs, right? If you look at the season, you have music of 18th century paired with music of 20th century, Coronation Anthems and others, right? Then you have Christmas carols and brass, and you would have Gabrieli and Howard Cable's music, right? Then you have Russian Orthodox liturgy performed together with the newly written composition or mass. And I forgot to mention, actually, there's also one more piece I'd like to really mention for that concert is Sväti by John Tavener. And Yuri Hooker will be our wonderful cellist soloist for that. I'm really looking forward to perform this piece. It was my long-standing desire to do that. And certainly the fourth concert, the involvement with the symphony is absolutely amazing for us. So variety is important.
So Sunday night's concert is all about Coronation Anthems. Winnipeg Singers are going to be performing all 4 of Handel's excellent Coronation Anthems. What is it about Handel's Coronation Anthems that is still so appealing to audiences? Yuri, do you want to talk about that?
Well, actually, I'll start with a little bit of history. How did all materialized, at least in my mind, to have the concert this Sunday. A few years back, I was in London, and certainly I visited Westminster Abbey, and that iconic place is just walking through those halls, knowing that this is exactly the place where all these coronations took place, and I kind of Handel's grave is there, so I said, well, it's time to do wouldn't it be nice to do Coronation Anthems? So it sort of drove me through all those thoughts, and I thought, well, maybe it is. So I came, as Pat mentioned, we do programming with the program committee, and I suggested that theme, and so we ended up having all 4 coronation anthems performed, and we also adding the anthems which were written like in the 20th century, for example, for the coronation of Queen Elizabeth II, right?
Right.
And I find it's very fascinating to see that connection, or like whatever was written by Handel in 1727, all those fantastic coronation anthems, and here you are pairing them with anthems written by Elgar or Healy Whelan, which is, well, not really modern time, but still the last, Healy Whelan wrote it
within the last 100 years. Absolutely.
For the coronation of Queen Elizabeth II, which is the last coronation. At this point.
It's absolutely.
It's fantastic, and I'm very happy that we have an opportunity to do major work as such, and use the orchestral powers, and it's absolutely great. I'm so happy about it.
That's excellent. So where can listeners get tickets for Sunday's concert? Pat?
Well, you can get tickets online at winnipegsingers.com. You can get tickets at McNally.
Okay.
You can get tickets at the door, and subscriptions are still available for the season. It's a great opportunity because the subscription includes the concert with the WSO in April, so that's a really good deal. So we've had lots of subscription sales. But in the concert, the music is so uplifting. It's amazing.
Yeah, those coronation anthems by Handel are out of this world.
Yes, they are.
Yuri and Pat, I want to thank you so much for coming by our Classic 107 studios and telling us about the 2019-2020 season and the concert on Sunday night. It sounds like a terrific season all around and a great season of concerts with the Winnipeg Singers. And thanks so much for stopping by.
Thank you for having us.
Join the Winnipeg Singers this Sunday at 7:30 at Crescent Fort Rouge United Church for their concert Coronation Anthems, Music for Royals. It promises to be a concert full of pomp and circumstance with some absolutely glorious singing by the Winnipeg Singers. If you want more details about Sunday night's concert, you can go to winnipegsingers.com.